Everyone's talking about automating their marketing. But how do you actually use it? Like, aside from the basic ChatGPT replies or those cookie-cutter email sequences everyone keeps copying. What does practical, real-world automation even look like when you're running a service-based business? So I tried it. Built a fake business. Hooked it up to every AI tool I could find. And watched what happened. Spoiler. Some parts saved me hours. Other parts? Completely tanked the experience. This isn't a highlight reel. I will show you what is actually worth automating. What you should 100% still do yourself. Because that's another thing, most of these fancy tools that pop up, they often don't make very much sense for a smaller team. And what no one seems to be saying about AI and small business marketing. So today, we will see how much of this AI hype you can ride on as a small service-focused business. And it can be really annoying the second you start automating and you realize that this stuff isn't made for people like us. You see all these tools promising to automate your entire funnel. But they're built for teams with departments, not solo service providers trying to land actual clients. Ready? Let's break the whole thing down and talk about what really happens when you try to automate everything. What actually happens when you try to automate everything? So first off, yes, automation can save time. But the dream of set it and forget it is kind of a lie. You sign up for a few tools. Play around with workflows. And suddenly you're knee-deep in settings, triggers, and error messages you didn't ask for. Most of these tools are built with e-commerce in mind. Not client-based businesses. Not services that rely on trust, nuance, or actual conversations. So what happens? You end up automating tasks, but not the relationship. And that's where things start to fall apart. It's one thing to schedule a follow-up email. It's another thing to try and automate how you handle a client's hesitation or feedback. And when you rely too much on AI to do your thinking for you, your message starts sounding generic, robotic, and totally replaceable. This is the thing about most service-focused businesses. Service businesses don't sell products, they sell an experience or something else that's intangible, like confidence. This is the thing about most service-focused businesses. Service businesses don't sell products, they sell an experience or something else that's intangible, like confidence. When someone hires a consultant, a coach, or an agency, they're not just looking for a solution. They're looking for someone they trust to guide them through a complex problem. And trust doesn't come from perfectly timed automated sequences. But when you're selling a 5-figure consulting package or a done-for-you service, the sales process is completely different. This is why most automation advice falls flat for service businesses. It's written for e-commerce companies selling physical products or software companies with freemium models. Your prospects need to feel confident that you understand their unique situation. They need to believe that you've dealt with problems like theirs before. And they need to trust that you'll be there to support them through the entire process. This doesn't mean automation is useless for service businesses. It just means you need to think about it differently. And I'm going to be specific here because generic advice doesn't help anyone. I see service business owners trying to automate their entire email communication, and it kills their conversion rates because prospects can immediately tell they're talking to a machine. You can set up simple optimizations based on visitor behavior. But you cannot automate the copywriting process if you want it to convert. You can automate follow-up reminders so nobody falls through the cracks, and you can automate the delivery of valuable content based on what people are interested in. Your prospects are paying for your expertise, not your ability to send automated messages. Your landing page copy needs to speak directly to your ideal client's specific pain points, and AI just isn't there yet. What can actually be automated? Let's talk about what actually makes sense to automate in your marketing funnel. A discovery call is where you understand your prospect's unique situation, uncover their real pain points, and determine if you're the right fit. No chatbot can do that effectively. The goal is to automate the routine tasks so you can be more present for the important interactions. First, email marketing. The stuff that works: welcome sequences after someone downloads your lead magnet, thank you messages after they book a call. Every service business proposal needs to be customized based on what you learned during your discovery process. When a client has a question about your process, needs clarification on next steps, or wants to discuss a concern, they need to hear from you, not from a pre-written response. When you automate the boring administrative stuff, you free up mental energy to focus on the conversations that actually matter. Generic proposals get generic responses, which usually means no response at all. And simple nurture sequences that share valuable content over time. What are the things that don't work? Trying to automate responses to questions, handling objections, or anything that requires you to understand context. For landing pages, you can automate things like split testing different headlines or button colors. Here's what I've learned works for sales funnels. You can automate lead scoring to identify which prospects are most engaged, but here's the boundary. Anything that requires understanding your client's unique situation, making strategic recommendations, or handling complex objections needs to stay human. Now let's talk about the stuff you should never automate, because this is where most service business owners go wrong. Never automate your discovery calls. I don't care what sales automation software promises you. Never automate your proposal writing. And never automate your problem-solving communication. Here's something interesting. Good automation actually gives you more time for personal attention, not less. The biggest mistake I see service business owners make is thinking they need to choose between automation and personal service. That's a false choice. Let's look at a few tools that you can use to automate some of your business. I'm not really an affiliate of any of these. I'm just saying. Most people are already familiar with tools like Zapier and Calendly. If you aren't, these are incredible tools. And I guess I'll have to make a separate deep dive into those more popular tools and what they do, and maybe their setup. But these are tools you probably haven't tried, and doesn't feel like you're booking a meeting with a bank. But they're solid if you want real automation without breaking your system or your brain. 1. TidyCal, simple scheduling that doesn't feel like a wall. Calendly is cool, but TidyCal does the job well too. Clean interface, lets you ask pre-call questions. It's a one-time fee too. No monthly headache. You can use it to book intro calls, qualify leads with a quick form, and auto-send reminders so people show up. 2. TextBlaze, ever find yourself typing the same stuff over and over? You can use TextBlaze to automate your most used replies, anywhere. TextBlaze lets you create smart text snippets that expand with shortcuts. You can respond to client FAQs fast, drop custom proposal lines into emails, fill forms without losing your mind. It works inside Gmail, Notion, LinkedIn, almost anywhere. Also, TextBlaze doesn't have a clunky setup, so you can get used to it pretty quickly. 3. Skrintl, you can use Skrintl to organize your ideas without getting lost in Notion. Planning a funnel? Or maybe you're outlining a welcome sequence. Skrintl lets you visually connect ideas, notes, and tasks without digging through like 15 tabs first. It's great if your brain likes seeing how things connect. You can use Skrintl to plan your entire client onboarding process, map out content workflows, organize SOPs, and reuse them. And it's way lighter than Notion. Still powerful. 4. Mail, email marketing that's not built for megacore. MailChimp isn't always the best choice for certain businesses. And if that's you, you may want to try Mail. Mail keeps it simple with their email sequences, landing pages, and basic automation. You get. It has clean automations, the deliverability on this is pretty solid, and their features aren't like overwhelming or anything. It's great if you want to run simple lead magnets or welcome sequences without needing an entire onboarding course. 5. WhaleSync. WhaleSync keeps your data synced across tools, no coding. Let's say you're using Airtable for leads and Webflow for your site. WhaleSync connects them without you needing to touch an API. Why should you care about this? Because your stuff stays updated everywhere, without double entry. It's great for keeping lead info synced across apps, updating testimonials, blog posts, or offers, and saving time if you hate spreadsheet cleanup. You don't need a million tools. You just need the right ones that talk to each other, save you time, and don't kill your brand voice. Pick one, try it, and make sure it's solving a problem you actually have. Let's address the elephant in the room. Most service business owners are scared of automation. And honestly, a lot of that fear is justified. Some kinds of automation will make you sound robotic and cold. And sometimes giving some tool control over areas that can affect your client relationship can feel a bit sketchy. When you automate smartly, you actually sound pretty human, but on scale. But here's what I've learned, these things are tools, just like email or your website. It's how you use it that matters. Think about it this way, when you're not spending 2 hours every morning sending follow-up emails, you have more time to prepare for client calls. When you're not manually scheduling appointments, you can focus on developing better strategies for your clients. The fear that AI will replace service providers is based on a misunderstanding of what clients actually buy. Your brand voice should still come through in your automated communications. They're not buying your ability to send emails or schedule appointments. And clients will actually pay more for your focused attention than they will for your busy work. They're buying your expertise, your strategic thinking, and your ability to solve complex problems. Don't automate that away. Automation handles the administrative work so you can focus on what you do best. Maybe it's sending follow-up emails after discovery calls, or scheduling appointments, or delivering your lead magnet. Pick one thing and focus on that. Here are the warning signs that you've automated too much or automated the wrong things. Don't try to automate your entire funnel in one weekend. Implement one automation, watch closely how your prospects and clients respond, and adjust quickly if something feels off. If you're automating correctly, you'll have more time for the strategic conversations that actually grow your business. They want to work with an expert who has time to focus on their problems because they're not bogged down with busy work. Your clients will tell you if you've automated too much. If your email messages are so generic they could come from anyone in your industry, you've gone too far. If people stop responding to your emails or your engagement rates drop significantly, that's a sign your automation is working against you, not for you. And if you find yourself spending more time managing your automation tools than you used to spend on the manual tasks, you've overcomplicated things. And if this helped you think differently about automation, hit that subscribe button for more honest advice about growing your service business. The biggest trap is automating everything just because you can. Remember, you're not trying to remove yourself from your business. Start small, test everything, and remember that the goal is to give yourself more time for the work that actually requires your expertise. You're trying to remove the parts of your business that don't require your expertise. The goal is to automate processes, not relationships. Your clients hired you for your judgment, your experience, and your ability to navigate complex situations. If you're ready to start automating parts of your marketing, here's how to do it without shooting yourself in the foot. Start with one repetitive task that drives you crazy. Test everything. Think small improvements, not massive overhauls. One simple automation per month, done well, will compound over time. Remember, automation should make you more human, not less. Here's the bottom line: automation isn't about replacing yourself. It's about freeing yourself up for what matters most. Your clients don't want to deal with a robot. So pick one repetitive task in your business and see if there's a simple way to automate it. What's the most repetitive task in your business right now? Let me know in the comments below. This has been Rita from clicksandthings.com. See you in the next one.